3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to TrojanVision's A Week That Was, where we cover the news and events for the week ending Friday, October 4th. I'm Paige Ray. Thank you so much for joining us today. Our top story, the city of Troy now has a new chief of police in Danny Barron. Reporter Belle Johnson takes us to that swearing-in ceremony where Barron was made official.
Together we'll face challenges with dedication and work toward a safer, more vibrant Troy.
Danny Barron has been with the Troy Police Department since he was 17 years old. Tuesday morning, the city of Troy officially swore him in as its new chief of police.
I'm so thankful that the council and the mayor have enough faith in me to allow me to serve this great community that we call Troy.
He has worked everywhere in the department, from the jail to dispatch. He says he plans to keep adding to what has been built.
We've got a really good department that's been built by some really good people. You know, what I want to do is just continue to build on what we've got now and continue to move forward.
Barron credits the former chiefs he has worked with for being able to have this opportunity. He also says his success in the department would not be possible without his fellow officers.
There's no way I could have gotten to this point in my career without the great men and women of our police department.
Barron says he and the rest of TPD are here to listen and to serve the community of Troy, Alabama. Belle Johnson, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Barron follows former Chief Randall Barr. Barr announced his retirement back in August. With Hurricane Helene now safely past, some students may be realizing the importance of staying severe weather aware. Reporter Emily Clegg speaking with Pike County EMA to see what students can do the next time severe weather threatens to arrive.
After Hurricane Helene brought strong wind and rain to Troy, Pike County Emergency Management Agency is encouraging students and residents to pay attention to the forecast.
Become weather aware, know that we have weather. Have a means for notification, whether it's a weather radio or on your phone or whatever it may be, because some of this weather will come in after daytime hours.
Reeves says that when it comes to severe weather, preparedness is key.
Put together a little small emergency kit, have a flashlight, make sure things are charged up.
It's also important for students to stay weather aware, and according to Reeves, there are several on-campus areas that remain open during severe weather.
We do have a couple of shelters here on campus in Rushing Hall. We opened the Trojan Center for students because it's a very well-built, older building that's built with steel and concrete.
Reeves also says to make sure you let someone know where you are during severe weather.
If you're going off campus to stay with someone, then let somebody know that you're not going to be in the residence hall. Just let them know where you're going to be, so when we start trying to account for everybody, we know that this particular student is staying with a friend or has gone home or whatever it may be.
Reeves also says that if storms cause damage to the university, they work closely with the city to restore campus as soon as possible. Emily Clegg, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Over the years, one of Troy University's oldest buildings on campus, Malone Hall, has suffered damage. Today, that damage is reaching a point that Troy students and faculty say something has to change. Jameson Fowler has the story.
Art and design students are often encouraged to use their creativity, but right now, some of that creativity is growing stagnant, literally.
The roof is the main issue. How the water sits on it. It's no longer flat. There are areas now where it's getting where water pools up and collects to the point where it just needs to be replaced.
According to Skaggs, those new issues, including leaking ceiling tiles, are just the latest in a list of issues the building has faced, most of which Skaggs says is connected to a leaky roof. Skaggs says once the water collects, it doesn't have any place to go other than to leak into the ceiling tiles that rest below it. Skaggs says each new rain brings a new batch of maintenance request tickets, but so far that hasn't been enough.
We can replace ceiling tiles, but eventually those tiles are going to be in bad shape, because if the leak isn't fixed, then it just causes another problem.
Speaking of another problem, rust.
So we have to constantly maintain equipment for rust issues. We keep 3 mil plastic over all of our wood cutting equipment. We have a nice CNC machine. We've got routers, table saws, and we just keep those covered now.
Although Skaggs says the ideal solution to the problem would be a new facility,
honestly, the biggest improvement would be a really nice new building.
He acknowledges the process would be complicated.
There's just no place to put us with all of our equipment.
Despite those setbacks, Skaggs says he is hopeful something can and will be done. Recently, the university sent out a statement about Malone saying it's fully committed to providing clean, safe, and comfortable learning environments. It went on to say solutions are being considered, including a roof replacement, construction of a new building, or demolition of Malone Hall. Jameson Fowler, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Over the past few days, maintenance crew members have been spotted at Malone Hall, including members carrying new ceiling tiles. The Metropolitan, Troy University's student newspaper, has also been covering this story. Be sure to check its website. Staying on campus last week was recognized nationally as Banned Books Week. Recently, the Sigma Tau Delta Honor Society held a banned book reading to bring attention to the topic of banning books in the U.S., which has started to become more and more of a heated topic. Parker Flowers explains.
Wednesday, the Sigma Tau Delta Honor Society held a banned book reading event where a multitude of students showed up to either listen or speak about their favorite books that have been banned for a multitude of reasons.
So we are holding the banned book read-in to commemorate the Banned Books Week that the American Library Association holds. And so we hold this read-in for students and faculty to come to share passages from banned books that they think are very significant and special, and that mean a lot to them.
The banning of books has started to become sort of an issue in the United States. According to USA Today, book banning nearly tripled in the 23 through 24 academic year from the year before. Some of the reasons for said banning include topics of self-harm, religious and political viewpoints, and racism. Many people say that forms of media with these sorts of things in it don't belong in libraries, as introducing them to someone who is younger, like children, could be harmful. Others who are against it argue that the banning of books goes against freedom of speech. But this event was not to debate, but rather to bring awareness to the topic.
When we bring awareness for what books are being banned, a lot of these books are books that you read on your own time, like The Hunger Games, like Harry Potter. These are books that you read as children, but a lot of them are books that you read in school. So I think that when you raise awareness about it, then more people are like, wait, this is something that I should look into and I should be informed about.
Parker Flowers, Troy, TrojanVision News.
According to the American Library Association, 4,240 books were targeted for censorship in 2023, a 65% increase from the year before. Still to come on Troy, TrojanVision's The Week That Was, Troy University premieres an award-winning documentary about Dr. Jack Hawkins Jr. and an unlikely friendship. That story is on its way.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back. Over the weekend, Chancellor Dr. Jack Hawkins Jr. debuted a new documentary short film called Beyond a War. It tells the story of the friendship between him and the leader of a Vietnam university, both who were involved in the Vietnam War. Liliana Heaton has their story.
Sunday, current military members, veterans, and members of Troy University met inside Davis Theater to witness the debut of what has been called an inspiring story of peace between Troy University Chancellor Dr. Jack Hawkins Jr. and founder of Oei Tan University, Dr. Lee Kong Ko.
And so it was a strange partnership with two men who had been on opposite sides of the war coming together.
In the documentary, both Hawkins and Ko recall memories of the war and how they never would have imagined working together hand in hand to improve the education of their students.
As we have partnered, today we have about 1,200 students on the ground in Vietnam and about 2,000 alumni.
Hawkins says the documentary was a way to promote reconciliation and bringing two countries together with peace.
Well, it's a story that I think its time has come. We've talked about war long enough. Now let's talk about reconciliation, peace, and how we can work together in unity to make this world a better place.
The film has won numerous awards in Vietnam. Liliana Heaton, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Sunday's event also included several guest speakers, including Rear Admiral W. Kent Davis, Jack McManus, and Captain Gary Rose, a Medal of Honor recipient. Staying with weekend coverage, Troy University was filled with high school students and their families last weekend, all of them participating in Fall Trojan Day. Now, Trojan Day is one of the largest recruiting events of the year for the university and aims to make current high schoolers into future Trojans. Camille Coney has the story.
Fall Trojan Day kicks off with a campus browse session of the academic departments and student organizations. Jada Shivers, a senior at Prattville High School, will be attending Troy and plans to combine her two favorite things.
Information systems, mainly because there's going to be a diverse of business and technology, so I'm not necessarily concentrated on one certain major.
As a member of her symphonic band at her high school, one student says she'll be basing a major part of her college decision on Troy's Sound of the South.
I want to see the band, that's going to be my decision if I want to do it for college. I just want to see how they march and what am I supposed to look forward to.
During Trojan Day, students and families got to learn about scholarships, on-campus housing, and academic programs. Guests were also invited on the walking tours so they could see the campus and its buildings for themselves.
In other news, Troy University and artists from around the world continue remembering the life of Fred Nall Hollis. Nall's work was admired by many, especially here at Troy University inside the International Arts Center. Mackenzie Foster speaks with the director of the IAC to learn more about Nall and his impact on the arts world.
It was a tragic loss, not only for us, but for the art world.
Carrie Jackson, the director of the International Arts Center, recalls what she first thought when she heard about Nall's passing.
He's been in our thoughts through these years when he's had his health struggles, but we are devastated with his loss.
According to Jackson, Troy University has the largest collection of Nall's artwork. With that and Nall's influence on the art world, Jackson encourages everyone to come to the IAC to see Nall's creative mind through his artwork.
Every time I come into Nall's exhibit, even after I've worked here since 2017, I'm always discovering something new. There's so many details in his work, and there's so many little things that you may not notice each time you come.
Jackson loves Nall's work. Her favorite piece is Cosmic Harmonies.
I feel like it encompasses so much of Nall's personality.
She enjoys all the different aspects of the piece.
He uses the frame fragments, which is it's a major part of his aesthetic. He has all of the typical mediums. He incorporates eggshells and bones, and also, of course, his vibrant florals. In general, it's just a magnificent piece with his very tight renderings and paintings of florals, but then also his loose splattering of paint that just has that great juxtaposition.
If anyone is interested in viewing Knoll's work, you can visit the Fred Knoll Hollis Museum at the IAC.
One of Knoll's famous works that many may be familiar with is the Peace Stove. It's located outside of the IAC. It's also the focal point of Troy University's International Day of Peace. There's also another Peace Stove outside the Davis Theater in Montgomery. Coming up on Troy TrojanVision's The Week That Was Music, Phil's Crosby Theater doing a recent concert. We'll take you there right after the break, so stay tuned.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Thanks for staying with us. Although only open for really just over a week, the new Center for Materials and Manufacturing Sciences building is already welcoming experts into its doors, most recently for an academic symposium. Simon Brown has the details.
This past Thursday, professors from all around the United States paid a visit to Troy's new CMMS building. The main purpose of the visit, to tackle the problem of plastic recycling.
So looking forward to some fantastic research, like what we have here in the symposium today. We realize one of the biggest challenges in research, particularly if we try to do anything with plastic recycling.
Other topics included new advancements in technology. For example, Dr. Amanda Kennel has created her very own electro-spinning machine from scratch.
This is called an electro-spinning machine. Best explanation is it looks like you're making cotton candy. So there is a rod at the bottom of the spinning machine, and you run a high voltage through this, create a potential difference on a fluid that's on top of a disc, and then nanofibers are created from this fluid, and you can use the material for different applications.
Bonus topics such as optimized heparin absorption and development of absorptive membranes for selective water treatment were also presented. Simon Brown, Troy TrojanVision News.
Moving forward, the next step for the CMMS will be to find a full-time director who can manage the facility's research. This week, the Troy University Symphony Band held its first concert of the year. During that performance, one senior also had some solo time in the spotlight. Ty Davidson has the sights and the sounds.
The Troy University Symphony Band is composed of what has been called some of the best wind and percussion musicians here at Troy. Those musicians' talents were on display during the first symphony band concert of this year, titled Masterworks.
Oh, it all sounded amazing, and just sounded so much better knowing that it has so much to do on top of this, like marching band.
Both the audience and the band were extremely pleased with the performance. For one audience member, though, the show isn't just entertainment, it's inspiration.
I'm a music education major, so I come to every single one of these concerts. I hope to be in the band one day.
Man, it was so fun. It was just so fun. I hope the audience enjoyed it in the way that we did, but I know that we were just having a blast up there.
Grimsley said that there was one moment in particular that captured his interest and became a standout moment.
It would probably be the clarinet solo in that one piece called Black Dog. I thought that was really cool. That just really showed how versatile the instrument is.
I really enjoyed soloing. I love the thrill that it gives me. And so whenever I got up there to play Black Dog with all my peers and I had all of the support of my friends and my family and the audience on stage with me, it was really something special.
For clarinet soloist Tyler Shoemate, this performance was more than just a special moment. but an accomplishment that he will be forever proud of.
This is an opportunity that I was given, and I feel like I took good advantage of it tonight. Playing Black Dog with the symphony band was truly something just remarkable for me, and I'll remember that for the rest of my life.
Ty Davidson, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The music department now turns its attention to this weekend when the John M. Long School of Music hosts the Southeastern Marching Band Festival right here at Troy University. It'll be welcoming high school bands from around the area. In other news, we are now halfway to the end of the semester, and some students may be looking for a way to blow off steam. Well, some did just that during Trio's recent bowling night. Casey Holmes takes us there.
Students wanting to take a moment to have fun had the chance to do just that during Troy University's Trio Student Services Bowling Night Out.
So this event is like a brain break, so it's just for some stress relief like halfway through the semester. Kind of like, school-life balance. Yes, schoolwork is important. Yes, you need to do your homework, but we can also take some time to take a break and hang out with some friends.
Not only does Trio support students' physical and mental needs, the organization also helps with academic needs.
I found just like the people that work in Trio give out great advice. I love going in there and just talking to the people that work there or other students.
Taylor says there are ways to qualify for Troy's Trio program.
If you receive Pell Grant, if you have a physical or learning disability on file with the university, or if you are a first-generation college student.
Taylor encourages all students to apply for the Trio program. To get involved, visit Eldridge Hall near Shackelford Dorm Building. Casey Holmes, Troy TrojanVision News.
Next on Trojan Vision's The Week That Was, it's time to talk sports. And with the Trojan football team playing a Thursday night game, we already have the outcome. Stay tuned.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back. After several back-to-back weeks of reporter Will Eldridge's college football simulations, reporter Hunter Boozer set out to bring us a new simulation without poor Will's bad luck.
It's that time of week again, time to see what EA Sports College Football 25 predicts the Troy Trojans football team will do. This week they played the Texas State Bobcats out of San Marcos, Texas. Let's head down to the virtual Veterans Memorial Stadium to see this matchup. Both teams are coming off of losses, Texas State losing on the road to Sam Houston, Troy losing at home against ULM, so both teams are trying to rebound and get their first victory in the Sun Belt Conference. Texas State would start right off the gate. Jordan McLeod, a deep pass to Cole Wilson, goes all the way 88 yards for a touchdown to put Texas State up 7-0. And then the Bobcat defense got a good play of their own. On a scramble by Goose Crowder, the ball would come out and the defense would recover. The offense would take advantage of it with a short 1-yard touchdown run by running back Ismail Mahdi to put the Bobcats up 14-0. Troy would try to get something going on the next drive, however, another fumble by Goose would force the Trojans to punt. However, Texas State would have a punt of their own, and Troy would take the opportunity. Gerald Green with a massive catch, which would set up a Trojan field goal to finally put Troy on the board. And then the defense made a massive play on the first play of Texas State's drive, an interception which put Troy in great field position. However, Texas State's defense played well, which forced Troy to another field goal, making the score 14-6. Texas State's Cole Wilson would make his name known again with a massive jet sweep that put Texas State into Trojan territory. However, Troy's defense played stiff, which forced Texas State to kick their first field goal, which was good, making it 17-6. And that score would take us to the end of the first half. After back-to-back punts to start the half, Goose Crowder would get a deep pass to Soraya Beeson Later that drive, Troy going for it on 4th down. The pass would fall incomplete, and Texas State would put the exclamation point on the game with a field goal, making it 20-6. And that would be how the game would end, with Texas State getting the victory on the road. And the player of the game would be Cole Wilson with 129 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. So while Troy didn't beat Texas State this week, that may actually be a good thing for our real team. See, last time the simulation predicted Troy to lose, we ended up winning in real life. That was against Florida A&M. So hopefully the Trojans can do good against the Bobcats. Hunter Boozer, Troy, TrojanVision News.
And thanks to that being a Thursday night game, we can now bring you the outcome. Unfortunately, it wasn't the one Trojan fans were hoping for. Troy fell to Texas State Thursday night right here at home. Texas State taking advantage of several Troy miscues and converting them all into points, 38 points to be exact, against Troy 17. Texas State's victory also snapping a 12-game losing streak to Troy, a roughing the punter penalty, a fumble on the 2-yard line, and a Texas State interception, all helping lead the Bobcats to that victory. Now, there were some positives throughout the night and notable players, including backup quarterback Tucker Kilcrease and wide receivers Devontae Ross and Mojo Dortch. We'll have more about that game on our YouTube channel and, of course, on our website. Although basketball season hasn't officially started, fans can soon meet the team and get the season started off right. Will Eldridge sits down with the coaches of the women's basketball team to learn more.
Welcome to this edition of Trojan Talk. I'm Will Eldridge. Here with me today is head coach of the women's basketball team, Chanda Rigby, and we have associate head coach of the women's basketball team, Jennifer Graff. Thank you guys so much for joining us. So tell me a little bit about this basketball and brushes. What can we expect? Just tell us a little bit about the event.
Will, I just want to start out by saying that this is definitely one of the best events that goes on in Troy. This is our 2nd annual Basketball and Brushes. It is so fun. Some people use it as a date night. Husbands and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend come and have a great time. Some people have used it as a girls' night. We've had student groups come. Just all around, it's a great time to come together, do something really fun, leave with a good painting of a Troy product, and interact with our players and our staff. It is a great night.
When they arrive, what can people expect to see as soon as they get there?
It's going to be in beautiful Trojan Arena. Have tables set up. We have a stage where a lot of things goes on, but where we have an actual artist come and lead us in a painting that we actually, again, get to take home with us. We have a huge charcuterie board, very expansive, open bar with specialty drinks. And it's just, for $75, that's what a ticket is. You can come in and enjoy all those things. Last year, we even had our team stand up impromptu and just let everybody, teaching them some line dances. Ended up having a better time than we ever bargained for, and no telling what's going to happen this year.
So this is a real big morale booster for you guys, you'd say.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about what you guys see from this event afterwards. You know, how people feel about it.
Well, one of the things is so neat about it is all of our players are there, right? And we have almost an entirely new team, 9 new faces. And this is a women's basketball fundraiser, so most of the folks coming are really invested into our program, and it's their first opportunity really to meet some of our players and really see them on a normal human level as opposed to just a uniform on a court, right? And so they've got great personalities. The event, like Coach Ruby said, turned into just such a fun night last year that obviously we wanted to do it again this year. But they get to meet the players, you know, really kind of just have a good time, enjoying themselves. And I think, again, it was such a fun time last year. We've added a lot of different things this year to it, and so I think it's just going to be a big time for everyone.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about when and where this is at.
So it's October 8th. Okay. It's the evening, like Coach Ruby said, it's in Trojan Arena. From 6 to 8, doors are going to open at 5:30 because we're going to have a little mix mingle. Again, the bar will be open. We're going to have a lot of different shops that are also there, some Troy shops, some shops from Dothan that'll have a lot of different Troy apparel, just a lot of different things so that you can shop around and, again, get to know our players. We'll do a little introduction, but it's from 6 to 8 on October 8th.
Okay, so people get tickets to this event. Where can they get the tickets for these?
You can go to troytrojans.com/basketballandbrushes. So pretty simple, right? troytrojans.com/basketballandbrushes. You can sign up online. There's a QR code there, however you want to do it, but it's very simple. So again, a ticket is $75. We do sell sponsorships as well. We have a $1,000 sponsorship that gets you 8 tickets to the event. It also gets you some free sideline passes to one of our first basketball games. You get in the locker room, all kind of different neat things. You have a $500 sponsorship that gets you 4 tickets to the event as well.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a fantastic time. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for joining us on this edition of Trojan Talk.
And that's all the time we have for Trojan Vision's The Week That Was. Until we see you next time, we hope you have